I'm Beacham, ICIS Chemical Business Deputy Editor, and I'm interviewing Paul Hodges, Chairman of International eChem today. So Paul, you've just written a feature for us on the North American petrochemical industry, and I was wondering, the US is a major exporter at the moment, so what will the impact be of the new Middle East capacities coming on stream?
I think it's going to be a really major cultural change. I mean, I went to the States and worked in Houston, Texas in the mid-80s, and up till then the US had always been a major exporter globally, and it's carried on ever since then being a global exporter of all sorts of products. So the idea that no longer will the US, the Gulf Coast in particular, be a supplier to the world is going to be a tremendous cultural shift, and one that I'm sure that's going to take some time to get used to. But I do believe it's going to happen, because if you look at the world balances for all the major petrochemicals, the world is moving to more capacity in the Middle East, more capacity in Asia, and therefore what we're going to see, I'm absolutely sure, is that the US is going to be surviving on its large domestic market. It's not going to be able to export as well.
Will the switch to lighter feedstocks help US producers compete with Asia and the Middle East?
I think this is going to be an absolute winner for them. I mean, as ICIS noted a couple of months ago, the proportion of crackers using heavy feeds has gone down from nearly 50% down to 25% over the past year. I mean, US producers do move very fast when they see opportunities like this, and of course shale gas could be an enormously big opportunity for the industry over the next few years. What you have to have if you're going to survive in this world is a strong domestic market and advantaged feedstock, and hopefully the gas position in the States is going to help your North American producers achieve this.
And could the decline in US refining be an opportunity for petchem producers?
Yeah, I mean, this is another thing which one just wouldn't have thought possible even 5 years ago, where US gasoline, 9-point-something million barrels a day, growing 1 or 2% every year, and therefore always ruling the roost as far as petrochemicals was concerned. Now, pretty clearly, I mean, our friends at Wood Mackenzie spotted it first, but I see other people taking it up since then. You know, really, US gasoline demand from refineries probably peaked in 2007, and what we're now seeing is, first of all, more ethanol coming into the system, and then, of course, the new fuel economy standards going to boost fuel economy by 42%, an extraordinary number. So all of this is going to mean, whether or not demand stays the same, which it probably won't with smaller cars, probably means that we're going to see much less gasoline being used in the US, which of course raises the question, what are you going to do with it? Well, if you go right back to the early 60s, what happened to the chemical industry was that it moved from coal to light end, because all these new refineries and all this new oil coming ashore from the US Gulf, from the North Sea, it was being used for industry. There weren't a lot of cars around, there weren't a lot of autos. In a way, therefore, we're going back to the future, that we've got an opportunity to take, hopefully, somewhat distressed price light end, which was being used in the gasoline market, and help to boost the position of the petrochemical industry and its consumers in the US Gulf Coast.
Are there any other strategies the US producers can adopt to make sure that they're winners and not victims in the future?
Yes, I think there are. As I said, one of the key strategies is this fantastic ability, which I've always seen at first hand in America, of the ability to turn a problem into an opportunity. And that attitude, that can-do attitude, is very important. The second thing is not only looking upstream at what can we do to optimise our position with the refiners, but also looking downstream. How can we optimise our position with our customers? And because I do think there's going to be two sides to this particular debate. There's advantage feedstock. Obviously the Middle East has got that, potentially the US has got that as well. There's also advantaged access to downstream markets. Any downstream customer is going to want to buy preferentially from a local supplier. They're not going to want to depend on the arbitrary nature of imports, which might come this week or they might come next month, depending on what the shippers want to do. So I think that is potentially a big opportunity as well for US producers to get closer to their suppliers of feedstock and also to get closer to their customers.
Thanks very much, Paul.
Thank you.